Right, so first video of the day and of the whole build. I have bought a stream media rear view camera. So basically this has the front, I'll get it out for you now. This has a front camera and acts as a dash cam, and then the screen, a 10-inch touch screen, which is linked to a rear view camera which goes through the van at the back, and you can have a constant stream because obviously you can't see anything with having that there. So my main issue is that's where it needs to go. What's missing? The actual mirror. Obviously we don't get one because why would the van have one? And this hooks onto the back of said mirror, which does not exist. So we have to have plan B, because I really do like this idea. I don't want to take it back or return it. I'm going to find a way of mounting it just above there. See what we can do. I'll be back. One of the first things I've done is take out all of the ply from the floor. As you can see, it's just slightly dirty, but there's nothing. I just wanted to make sure there's no big issues, such as any big kind of rust or anything, which there is not. Only piece is here because the last owner decided to drill directly into this metal to put down the ply, which I wouldn't know if that's standard or not, not a clue, but it could be filled, it's not an issue. So yeah, all of the ply has been removed and everything looks fine, so that is a good start. Back to the camera. So this is the reverse camera, which is on 24/7. It constantly streams. It's not an actual reverse camera in regards to only working when you put it in reverse, although you probably can do that because it does come with the wires to attach to the battery. I'm not going to do it that way for now anyway. So it took me a long time. I thought maybe he's trying to run the wire through this, taking the panels off and attaching the camera to the reg. That didn't work, and then upon pressing and moving different things, I find this in this top corner of the van, which allows me to run the camera from the front through the back. I'm going to run it all the way along into the corner of the bulkhead, which has an open area also into the front. And here's me thinking I'm going to have to drill holes into the van, which I don't. Thumbs up! Behind here there is a small gap, enough, as you can probably see there's the door, a small gap enough to thread this through the other side. So I've ran the wire from this corner underneath this all the way down. Plan is to meet it at this corner, take it to the side of the dash all the way along the front and end it here, which will then plug in to the main screen. Hopefully it works. I should have tested it before doing all this. Right, so having got all the way to the bottom, I've realised I have about 6 meters worth of slack which can't be held at the bottom, obviously. So I've now undone it, got back to this point. I'm going to get back to here, measure out the total amount of which I need, and then leave the rest in here.
A few moments later.
And this is what is left. So this is going to be hidden in this little cave here. There we go, all hidden away in there. Just need to put this back together and we're good. Okay, now as I don't have the mirror, I bought another one of these. This is what I use for the phone, to put the phone on. The phone is probably heavier, or about the same weight as this, so they shouldn't have any issues. So the idea is to attach that to there, just like the phone. Attach the screen to it. It also gives me the opportunity to take it off and on whenever, obviously, I'm parking anywhere that might make any kind of attraction. So yes, I shall show you what this looks like. So this is now stuck on there properly, and I've now put the magnet on the back, and we should hopefully now have this attach on. There we go. So it could be moved up, down, left, right. You can turn it around, bring it more forward, push it back, anything you want. I'm not hardwiring this to the engine. It will need to be powered by the USB-C. I'm not putting it in this one because there's not really going to be much places to hide it. Luckily, I have one under here. So this is going to go into there. I'm not quite sure where after this point. This seems like it's quite forgiving. So possibly the wire along there, along the top, along the other side of the dash, and into the mirror. Let's see. After messing around trying to put this in there and pulling the plastic off, this is looking like where the fuses is and battery and everything else. So if I were to use that red wire as shown earlier, that would generally be the area, but I'm just going to continue without it and see if we can wire this up.
One eternity later.
Haven't put this back together. This is nice and securely in there, wires all hidden behind everywhere, and now we have it on. So all of the wires, it's hard to see in the light. Moment of truth. After all this, hopefully. Park instantly comes on. Wonderful. There we are. Full dash cam. So the minute it has split, so the left is obviously the front view and the right is the back. So if we slide to the left and slide to the right, it should now work. Now that's on, I have got some zip ties to clean up these wires at the back because it is upsetting me. Now we need to mount the camera. So this I'm going to put on the top because I know if I put it down there it will get stood on quite quickly. So yeah, probably around here, maybe is up through this and mounted on the top. We'll find out. So the issue I have is this being on here with a little bracket that can attach onto there, or even possibly inside there and sit out would be great. However, this is now upside down, and because you can't flip it on the software, essentially the camera, this should be advertised to be upside down, as in it needs to be attached like this. Now it will be the right way, but on an outside area, the top of the van, I guess that's meant to go underneath handles or something, but when that isn't an option, it has to be this way, which is now upside down. So I'm wondering if I can take this bracket off, because it's only screws, take the bracket off and reattach it the opposite way around to enable me to mount it like this. We'll see. There we are. So you can move it up and down obviously to see around you. So that's the top of the garage and all the way down to the bottom of the van, so the nice middle ground would be best. Which then looks like that. I've literally glued it down with the pads that it come with. It seemed pretty stable for now. Chances are I'm going to have to drill it in or glue it down properly, but as a tester, these wires literally hidden underneath this along here, in. I've put the plunge hole back into it so no rain can get into that, and that should be that. A few zip ties later and it neatly tucked down the back. You just have one set of trailing wires